What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily Rewind, episode 25. This is the show where we go back a week and I put all my tech news videos from the previous week into one single video so you don't have to go searching. You can watch it all in one single video and get your tech news fixed. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about Galaxy S10. The Galaxy S10 news, rumors, mill is getting hot and heavy, so make sure you check it out, especially if you're interested in the next Galaxy S10. We have information on the processor that will be in there and it recording up to 8K videos. It's crazy. Also, the beta is officially out for the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. We talk about that, which is going to be called Samsung One UI. We have information on a Lite or mid-range phone that Pixel's going to be possibly releasing. We can see what it looks like, the specs, all of that, so definitely check that out. It's rumored to be under $500, which is freaking crazy, and we have more news than that, so check it out, guys. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or just leave, hey, what's up, Greg? Thanks. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about a new color that's coming out officially for the OnePlus 6T. It's called Thunder Purple. It's coming out November 15th, so you have to wait till November 15th before you can order it. It's only going to come in one size in terms of storage and RAM, and that's the 8 gigabytes of RAM and also 128 gigabytes of storage. And as you've seen from the screenshots, it's actually a really pretty looking color, similar to what you would get with the lilac purple Galaxy S phones. Now, I don't see this color coming out for T-Mobile, at least now, maybe in the future, but definitely not now. So if you want to order it, you're gonna have to order it from OnePlus's website. And our last story of the day is a big rumor coming out from Samsung, and it's about the Galaxy S10 5G version of that phone, and also the Galaxy F, also known as the Galaxy Foldable phone. Now, first of all, there's rumored to be no 5G networking in the Galaxy F phone, the foldable phone. So if you were looking to get the Galaxy F phone and have 5G networking, aka the successor to LTE 4G, you're not going to get it. Kind of a disappointment, not a huge deal at the same time, especially with 5G's networks not really being fully deployed, especially with all carriers. So I wouldn't worry too much about that if you're thinking about getting the foldable Galaxy phone. Also, you're looking at price. The price for the foldable phone, we talked about it yesterday, there was rumor there's gonna be $2,700. Looks like it's gonna be around $1,700 for that foldable phone. Kinda crazy, kinda not, because it's basically two devices. If you think about a Galaxy Note 9 phone, which goes for about, what, $1,250 for the highest end version of that phone, for another $400, $500, you're getting a quote-unquote tablet of some sort, and it's a futuristic design, it's a futuristic device. So, I mean, I agree, it's very expensive, but at the same time, I think it's kind of cool. It's not at the price point where it's like, oh, I definitely don't want it. It's kind of like, ooh, it's kind of expensive. And then the last bit of news about the Galaxy S10 5G version and the foldable Samsung phone is that they're rumored to be released in March of 2019. That is only 4 months away from where we are right now. December, January, February, March, 4 months. I guess you could count November, maybe 5 months, because we're kind of not just about in the middle of this month. 4 to 5 months away from this phone being released, both phones actually. I don't know if that means that the Galaxy S10 lines of phone that are not 5G will come out slightly earlier. We'll have to wait and see, but very soon, from seeing two very interesting, cool devices for sure from Samsung come early 2019. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Razer Phone 2, which I actually just did a review video, and I think came out last week. I'll link it down below if you're interested in the phone, but if you don't know about the phone, it is a gaming phone with 120 hertz display, Snapdragon 845, 8 gigabytes of RAM, monster speakers, and just an overall very good phone. Well, it's been exclusively on sale at Amazon, Best Buy, and on the Razer website as well, and now it is coming to its first carrier here in America, and it's going to be AT&T, and it's going to officially be on sale November 16th for $799, and you can break that into some, their next payments, their payment system that they call when you want to get the phone. And if you want to get it, again, November 16th, it is a very good phone. There's some drawbacks to it. Watch my review before you buy it, but otherwise, it's still a good phone, and it'll be available on AT&T. Next up, a new color is coming out for the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus in China. And as we've seen in the past, some of the colors that have come out in China or India or some other place in the world have also made its way across the world into America, Europe, Canada, South America, basically everywhere else. And this color that's coming out is called Ice Blue. And as you can see from the photos, it is a fantastic color. It's actually two-toned color, because what you end up getting is the ice blue towards the top, and then as you get further down towards the bottom of the phone, it turns into ice. I haven't seen this so much on other Samsung phones, and I really like this color. It's an interesting color at that, because you're getting, like I said, two different types of colors on the phone. It's probably pretty difficult to make, and it's obviously not going to probably push the price up of the phone, and you get a nice looking phone. Now, the only problem is, obviously, with all these beautiful colors that we're getting in the Galaxy line of phones, you're gonna have to get a clear phone if you want to keep seeing that beautiful color, or rock the phone naked. And the last story of the day is about the Samsung Galaxy S10. We're almost getting into Galaxy season again. We're starting to get a lot of news on the Galaxy S10 phone, and this comes from Evan Blass. And again, I always talk about Evan Blass. He's a leaker in the community, and actually Ice Universe is also a leaker in the community. Confirmed Evan Blass's tweet, and Evan Blass's tweet said the following: few preliminary Galaxy S10 details, punch hole style selfie cam cutout, sounds like Infinity O display. And before we get too much into that, this is what the Infinity O display looks like. You can see just a little cutout on the front of the screen that will show the camera. It could be in the middle, it could be on the side. It looks like this one shows it on the side. We'll have to see how that ends up looking in terms of, is it going to be weird when you're watching a video, or you're going to be able to put a black line across the top, or so that it's hidden in there. But anyways, looking like they're not going to have a completely nothing on the display. So it's looking like they're going to have some kind of cutout on the display, unfortunately, instead of having completely all display with no cutout. Also, you can see from his tweet, ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor, which we've been hearing about. So that means the fingerprint sensor will be fast, accurate, especially with what's been out thus far, because this would be the first ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor, and I believe it'll work on any part of the screen. Also, you've got three rear cameras. You're gonna have a standard cam, a wide cam, and a telephoto lens. And then lastly, the One UI over Android Pie. The One UI is what they announced last week at the Samsung Developers Conference, which is gonna be running Android Pie. We're getting closer and closer to the release of this phone. You're looking probably at February or March 2019. It's only a few more months away before you'll be able to buy the Galaxy S10 line. The phones is rumored to be, I believe, is really 4 of the phones. They're gonna have like a light, a medium, or mid-range one, the Plus version, and then like a 5G version. So very interesting times ahead for the Galaxy line of phones. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is Samsung has officially announced their newest processor that'll come out, or at least start being manufactured at the end of this year, and will most likely be in the Galaxy S10. I don't see why it won't. The Exynos 9820. Now, the 9820 is a new processor, like I said, from Samsung, and it has a dedicated artificial intelligence core and 3 CPU clusters. Now let's talk numbers on the improvements that this processor brings over last year's. So it's 20% faster at single-threaded tasks, 40% higher power efficiency. The tri-cluster design is allegedly 15% faster at multi-thread tasks, and also the GPU is 40% faster and 35% more efficient than last year's chip. The other thing I noticed big right off the bat was video. You are now able to record 8K at 30 frames per second and 4K at 150 frames per second. That would be amazing if we're able to do that. On the old chip, it was as good as 4K, 120 frames per second. So you can see big advances in video. I'll be amazed if we end up getting 8K video recording on this. That would be pretty sweet. Or even 4K 150, again, would be pretty crazy. That's basically slow motion at 120 frames per second you could end up doing. Now, we're not going to see this processor most likely here in America. Samsung has a deal with Qualcomm Snapdragon processors to put them in our phones. So it's not a bad thing. Those phones still perform really well with the Snapdragon processor versus the Exynos at this point. So again, don't be too worried about that. But international people, you're definitely getting the Exynos 9820. And the last story of the day is about the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 and Note 9. The November security update is already rolling out to people with Verizon. I personally don't have it. I'm an unlocked version. I haven't heard anybody else on any of the other carriers here in the United States getting this update just yet, but it is the latest software update. And we just got the other update recently, at least a lot of people did, with the camera update to improve performance with the camera. And now already they're pushing out the November security update. Hopefully this continues to roll out to other carriers and the unlocked phones here in America. If you've gotten it on another carrier other than Verizon, let me know in the comments down below. Let's get into the news. So one of the coolest things about Samsung phones is you can do themes, and they have themes that you can download very easily from the theme store, and it's easy to set up, easy to download, and it changes different things about your phone. Have it be the background, always on display, the colors of like the backgrounds in terms of like the phone dialer and the text messaging, all kinds of cool stuff that it does for you. One of the things that sucks that's just recently come out is when phones are updated to Android 9.0 Pie for Samsung phones, the free themes are only going to be free for 14 days, and then they're automatically going to change back to the default theme that was set on the phone when you originally purchased it. Now, it doesn't go into detail in terms of are you going to be able to purchase it after 14 days, or can you just reapply that same free theme again after the 14 days, or can you never use it again unless you pay for it, or can you even pay for it at all? There's really not a lot of details in that sense, but it's official. I went on there today just to do something to check out what theme I use because someone asked in a comment, and I got a message saying that it's only going to be free for 14 days, and then the Android sites talked about it. So it's very disappointing that it's going to be limited at this point. So if you want themes, you're either going to have to purchase them or change them every 14 days. Kind of a pain in the butt. I don't like why I don't like that they're doing it to us. I understand why they're doing it, because they want to allow the people that create these themes to possibly make more money and put more content out so more people see it. But regardless, it still kind of sucks. Next up, if you want to sign up for Android Pie and you have a Galaxy S9 or S9 Plus, you now can. I'm actually going to put a video out either today or tomorrow showing you how to sign up. It's really easy. Basically, just open up the Samsung Plus app and just go in that way. It's really easy, but I'll do a video on it walking you guys through it later on. But yeah, it's available right now for S9 and S9 Plus. And the last story of the day is about the iPhone X. Not the newest version, the one from last year. It looks like somebody was updating their iPhone X to iOS 12.1, and it just randomly, reportedly anyway, exploded. The phone was being updated, connected to an Apple official lightning cable and wall charger. And this is Rahel Mohammed is telling Gadget 360, he said dark gray smoke started coming from the phone. The update was completed, and as soon as the phone turned on, it started to smoke and caught fire. He has since reached out to Apple via Twitter, and they have said send the phone out to us and we'll check it out. So that's where we stand right now in terms of why it exploded. We don't know. Hopefully we'll find out more as time goes on, and if we do, I'll let you guys know. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is the changelog for the new beta version of the Samsung One UI / Android Pie beta. Now, if you have a Galaxy S9 or S9 Plus, you can pretty much download it. Just check out there's a video link down below that I did a walkthrough video if you want to check to see if it's available for your specific device. Note 9 fans, not out just yet. I've heard back and forth. People are saying it's not coming up, and then I read on stories that it is coming out, so I'm going with it is going to come out eventually. Regardless of that, though, let's talk about the big changes. Besides just having Android Pie Beta, the changes that you will see if you do download this update. So just starting on the bottom left here, you can see One UI, content settings and other information has been reorganized to keep you focused on the task at hand. Interactive elements have been moved to the bottom of the screen, so they're always within reach. And that's one of the big things, is they're trying to make everything within reach, putting it a little bit lower on their screen. New designs and features such as night mode help keep your eyes comfortable, which is going to allow you to make the screen dark within the settings and other Samsung apps. Notifications, some of this stuff's already been there, at least for me, within certain apps, like replying to messages directly into the notification panel. I can already do that with Android messages. Image thumbnails are included in message notifications. Again, I get stuff like that already. In the app's notification settings, tap once to turn on and off all notifications in a category. You can see there's some updates. You can see there's some updates for the Samsung keyboard, where you get 11.0 emojis, which if you're a big emoji guy, you're gonna get some new emojis in here. You're gonna get the new adaptive theme changes to your keyboard. I use the Gboard keyboard, so a lot of this stuff won't affect me. You also get the floating keyboard, is available in all apps and has new size and transparency settings. Device care, formerly known as device maintenance. So if you're looking at device maintenance, it's now called device care. Performance mode is streamlined and integrated into power saving modes. And the device maintenance edge panel is discontinued. Always on display, you can see you get some new clock styles, and you can change information that's been added to let you know how much time is remaining until fully charged. It's a good little add-on. Settings, menus have been reorganized to make things easier to find. Dex, which is going to allow you to kind of turn your phone into a quote-unquote desktop computer. You can continue using your phone while Dex is being displayed on a monitor or TV using Samsung Dex with supported HDMI adapters, no need for Dex Station. Again, a lot of this stuff was already here. I guess it was with the Note 9, maybe it wasn't so much with the S9 or S9 Plus. Bixby search is improved, and you can now search within apps. Phone, you can now sort your call history by incoming and outgoing calls. Your call history can include up to 2,000 entries, increased from 500. That's a nice little add-on. Contacts, the new contact drawer makes it easier to manage contacts from various accounts. Camera, the added scene optimizer automatically enhances the camera's color settings to fit the scene. And then you can see gallery, get added the Photo Editor Pro's editing tools so you can touch up your photos. My Files has the new storage analysis tool has been added to help you monitor your storage usage and save space. That's great. You can also now show or hide items on the My Files home screen. Samsung Health, your daily step account will be shown in the notification panel. That's good. And other improvements and changes turn the screen automatically on whenever you pick up your phone using the lift to wake feature. Call stickers have been discontinued. HEIF images are now supported. A cool little update that they gave us right there. Let me know in the comments down below if it's impressed you so far, if you have this update. I currently don't have an S9 or S9 Plus in hand. I just have my Note 9 that's the only Galaxy phone I have. But let me know if you guys are loving the update so far. And the last story of the day is a new phone possibly coming out for Pixel. It's going to be like, this isn't the official name, it's like a Pixel Lite. So it's a mid-range phone. It doesn't have as beastly specs as the Pixel 3 and 3 XL, but it comes fairly close to it. Let's check the way it looks and the specs on it. Now, when you look at it, it looks very similar to a Pixel 3, the regular Pixel 3. It goes on the back. You get the fingerprint sensor. You also get the camera and the flash in the top left, which it will, quote unquote, the rumor anyway, have the same camera as the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. That's pretty amazing. Also, you do get a headphone jack, it looks like, at the top of the phone, which is old school. Beyond that, you can see on the side, you get the colored button like a lot of the other Pixel phones. It also looks like it's probably not going to have wireless charging or an IP rating, I would assume, based off the price, which we will get to in a little bit here. On the bottom, you get, it's got a USB Type-C port. This phone is rumored to be $400 to $500 in price. That's really, really low. You're also going to get a Snapdragon 670. Where right now the other phones are on 845s, so the processor is not as great. 4 gigabytes of RAM, which does match the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. You also get 32 gigabytes of storage, which is a lot less than the other phones. Also, no micro SD, so you're stuck with just 32 gigs of storage. Battery is going to be the same size as the Pixel 3, which is 2915 milliamps, and it supports Quick Charge 4.0, so it's the newest Quick Charge fast charging that you can get right there is 4.0. Pretty amazing that you can get a Pixel phone basically for that low of a price. If you're really into Pixels for the camera, get that one, especially if it comes out. There's no rumor, there's no official news, I should say, of this actually going to come out in terms of when it does and where it does. I would assume it probably will, but the rumor is that it's going to come out the end of 2018 or early 2019. We'll have to wait and see, but it's crazy, crazy cheap. If you're a Pixel fan, you might want to pick it up, especially, again, if you love the camera and you don't need everything else with it. This might be a perfect phone for you. Let's get into the news. The first story of the day is about the Samsung wireless charging slim pad. It's very, very inexpensive. It's only $15. And as you can see, the wireless charging pad slim, only 15 bucks, does not come with the charging brick or the USB cable. So you'll either have to use an old one that you have, or you'll have to purchase one, but still a pretty good deal for a Samsung branded wireless charging pad. And our last story of the day is the patent showing the O, which will end up showing up on the Galaxy S10. The O is going to be no notch on the Galaxy S10, at least on the display. It'll just be an O cutout for the front camera. Now, we have seen this stuff before in terms of what it's going to possibly look like, have it showing up in the top left-hand corner, which I still feel is kind of weird, especially when you're doing selfie photos, but it's still an interesting look at a new patent that they're putting out here, model A, B, C, and D, which it kind of just shows you off, at least to me, what it shows off is how the phone's going to look at different angles or even different models of the way it's going to look, but it's still every model that they're showing, the camera is in the top left-hand corner. Hopefully it'll be natural and not get in the way of the way you use the phone or take photos, or we'll see how it ends up being, but still interesting to see what the Galaxy S10 probably will look like. Let's get into the news. There's only one story today. It's Sunday, it's slow, but it's a pretty amazing story. If you've been wanting a Galaxy Note 9, you could have bought one for a long time now, either the 128 or the 512 gigabyte version. Well, now it's officially available for sale, the 1 terabyte version of the Galaxy Note 9. So you're talking, you have to get a 512 gigabyte version of the Galaxy Note 9, and you have to purchase a 512 gigabyte micro SD card, add those together, that makes the 1 terabyte Galaxy Note 9, and it looks like it's officially on sale. So if you go to the Samsung.com store, I'll link it down below. And just to let you know, since it's kind of like Black Friday week, it used to be just one day, now Black Friday's turning into like multiple days and turning into multiple weeks as well. You can officially, if you go and buy a Galaxy Note 9, it's $200 off right off the bat. So you can save up to $200, sometimes even $300, depending upon the carrier. So if you're gonna get the 512, it's $1,049 instead of $1,250. And then also you can pick up it's $50. $50 for the 512 gigabyte micro SD card. You cannot purchase the 512 gigabyte micro SD card currently by itself. Like if you just want to buy it, like because you already have your phone, you can't do that. It's not going to be $50, and also it's not for sale on Samsung's website. So you have to buy the phone and the micro SD card together, creating $1,100 for a 1 terabyte Galaxy Note 9. Pretty amazing price, pretty amazing deal. If I was buying a phone right now, I would without a doubt purchase that 512 gigabyte card. You'd be dumb not to. Even if you don't need the extra storage, it's an amazing price. For $50 for 512 gigabytes, it's pretty freaking crazy. You can get 128 for, I think it's 30. So then, you know, basically almost triple that up. You're gonna pay probably at least $100 if this was on the market. I would guess it'd be more than that. I'd guess it'd be in the $150 to $200 range. So it's a very smart thing to buy. If you're buying Galaxy Note 9, you should do it now, especially if you want that 1 terabyte version. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy deal. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, new videos every single day. Let me know in the comments down below if maybe you already have your phone, would you have bought that 512 gigabyte micro SD card for an additional $50? Or would you be like, I don't need it? Or if you're gonna buy a phone, are you now gonna buy it because you now can buy the 1 terabyte version of the phone? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fantastic Sunday, and I'll see you down the road. Peace!